Boxing rivalries, man. We got some good rivalries that are heating up and that are just getting started, man. Three in particular, man. We got Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. We got Secor Stevenson versus Chris Colbert. Um we got Devin and Tia Fimo Lopez, man. Real boxing rivalries brewed and brewing. You know, there's history behind a lot of this. They went. I would have said Cambosos and Tio, but that's just recent rivalry. That's not rivalry that's been long or strung along and on. That been really brewing from a while ago. The Chris Colbert and Shakur Stevenson one is the newest, freshest rivalry because I say that's a real equal rivalry because they both come from uh they right across the water from each other. Chris Colbert being from Brooklyn, New York, Shakur Stevenson being from Newark, New Jersey, directly across the river from each other. They got direct history. They knew each other from the past. They're in the same division. And things are heating up. The words between both of them. They both seem like they competitive. They both competitive fighters. They both feel like they can beat each other. That is going to be one of the hottest rivalries, man. I would have threw Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz up there. That is a I would call that a rivalry that hasn't happened yet. But I think people have been talking about Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. I think that is going to set. I think real soon we're going to see a brewing rivalry between those two. Those are the two next up in the welterweight division. So you're going to see that rivalry building up soon enough, man. Probably in the next couple of fights from these guys, you're going to see one of them call out the other, and then that's what's going to start the rivalry. But yeah, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, they rivalry been going on for about 3 years, man. I think about 3 years now. Since Terrence Crawford got in the division, the rivalry's been brewing. It's been heating up. It went cold, and then it starts to heat up again. Now, after the Sean Porter fight, that's unlocked a lot, man. So now the intensity for the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight is going to start to spice up even more now. So you're going to start, Bud is coming out of his shell a lot. Bud is being much more direct. Bud is being much more blatant and much more forward now. He's pressing it on Errol. And Errol seems a little bit more passive now. He doesn't seem as really into it. Maybe he'll start engaging more with Terrence when it comes to this. We'll start seeing it. I think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But then you got Devin and Tia Fimo. They have history in the past. They sparred each other. Devin is like, man, I wish they talk about what really happened in sparring. Y'all understand exactly why he don't want to fight me. He's like, he say he wish he ain't never sparred him. Maybe he would want to fight him then. That's what Devin is saying. So direct rivalry, man. And it's sad because one of those fights may never happen. That Devin versus Tio might never happen. And if it does, it'll be at 140. But I think Tiafimo will run from Devin even if he goes up to 140. If you didn't want to fight him at 135, why would you think he's an easier challenge at 140? Maybe for you weight wise, but wouldn't you want to take Devin if he's drained at 135? It makes no sense. But that's just my take on it. But these rivalries right here are gonna make all these are big fights, man. Shakur and Chris Colbert is a potential big fight. Chris Colbert is gonna have to get. I think he's going into a fight with a champion soon. I gotta look at his next fight. I think he's going into a championship fight soon. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's going into a interim bout to fight for the title. I'm not sure. I have to do some more research on that. And that'll be good if Chris Colbert can snatch up a belt from somebody. I don't think he's gonna fight Oscar Valdez. That's a questionable. It's questionable who Valdez will be fighting next. They're saying it's gonna be Navarrete. Not sure. We're waiting on that. But that fight is a potential big fight. Maybe in the next 2 years, maybe 3. I'd like to see it ASAP though. I don't like, waiting for these fights. When they brew them, that's the business people doing that, man. The business side of boxing, they want to marinate fights and all that shit. But the boxing fans, we don't care about that. We want to see it when we want to see it, and we want to see them now. Fuck all that. But it would be nice to see them get a belt. Like one of them get a belt, the other one get a belt, fighting for belts. I like seeing that. Or potentially somebody that has good skills like Chris Colbert that has no belt fighting Secor who has a belt, and to see Secor defend his belt against somebody notable, we would love to see that as well. So, you can look at this different ways, But rivalries is needed in boxing, and these right here are heating up, and there's going to be more rivalries, man. I would have loved to see the Canelo and David Benavidez rivalry. That is never going to happen. I don't think Canelo's ever going to fight David Benavidez. Only time I think he'd fight him is if Benavidez gets knocked out, starts to look weak, gets older, and then I think then Canelo will jump in and says, "Yeah, finally I told you I was gonna fight him." And nobody's gonna buy that story. Nobody's buying it now, So look out for these fights, man. Look out for the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight, and look out for the Chris Colbert versus Secor Stevenson fight. That's gonna probably come in another year, maybe 2 years. I don't think they're gonna make that anytime soon. But we need these fights. Boxing needs these. It's sad that we gotta scream and cry and display our hunger for these fights, but business gets involved in politics and everything, and it hurts the sport. But from time to time, we get these good fights, man. Hopefully, we'll get these. But we will see, man. So let me know what y'all think about these rivalries and other boxing rivalries that are coming our way. It's your boy Rebel. Catch you guys later on the next one. And I'm out.